Is this thing on? How you guys doing, friends and fight fans? Last night was UFC 207, Friday, December 30th, 2016. You got to see the comeback of Ronda Rousey, some other good fights, and I thought I'd take some time to give a video/audio presentation of my thoughts from that main event last night, because I'm hearing a lot of interesting comments, and I think it's just real interesting to hear from the layperson about their comments on the fight last night. And I don't normally do this. I do kind of like reaching out, using my social media platforms to talk about what I'm seeing and the things that are happening out there. I consider myself a hardcore mixed martial arts fan, not just a UFC fan. I've been following the sport for like 11 years, and when I found it, I fell in love. I mean, I went back as far as MMA went back, and you know, became kind of like even a historian of fights and stuff like that. So I just want to correct some common mistakes that folks make when they look at somebody like a Ronda Rousey and they see her take the beating that she took last night, and they got all kinds of not, I won't say crazy, you know, we all kind of make mistakes in our analysis of what went down in different scenarios and stuff. But I had a friend, I don't know if he would want me to name him by name, and I know it's not just him, it's gonna be a lot of people to say that. It's like, man, she made $3 million last night for 48 seconds. You know, I'll do that to, you know, I'll let somebody wail on me or, you know, get punched in the head a few times to make $3 million. Well, nobody's offering you $3 million to go out there and to get wailed on, unless you can say that, hey, you know, on the open market, I'm worth this, you know. People will pay to actually come and see me fight. People are willing to UFC or whoever it is, whatever the promotion, whatever the business is, people will come. You will make money. In spite of paying me this $3 million, you will still turn a profit while still paying me that money. Then, okay, you got a point, okay? Yeah, go out there and go get beat up for 48 seconds by a beast of a person who just a cut above you. Go out there in front of your family and friends, everybody watching, and get embarrassed. You know, think about that. You know, if you can make that kind of money, then yeah, somebody will pay you if you're willing to do that. All power to you. But consider this. Most of us can't do that. I'm not making no $3 million in a year. I can't go out on the open market and make $3 million a year. So nobody's gonna pay that to me. So I gotta consider, would I do that for the salary that I make at my company? You know, with the monies that I can make out on the open market? Would I do that for 1 year salary? Would I do that if I knew that after the fight I might be so messed up, or for whatever the reason, maybe my company says, man, that was embarrassing, man. You know, we can't have you out there representing us, you know, after you went out there and got worked over like that. We're going to have to let you go, you know. Good luck. Maybe another firm or somebody else will take you on, you know, whatever the case is. You know, would you jeopardize future earnings for 1 year of your salary? I think that's a more fair comparison. Ronda Rousey should be cut a lot of slack. And you know, I've been very critical of her in the past because I didn't like her sore winner attitude. I hate a sore winner. Even last night, Amanda started to come out and be a little bit of a sore winner. And man, I was cheering for her, and nothing will turn me off worse on a fighter than if they're a sore winner. Oh my God, it's just so distasteful, man. She came out with that tweet with her, like, you know, like she just pasted her face on a mom, and she has a stroller in the baby. She pasted the face of Ronda Rousey on this baby with her belt on the side and stuff. And it's just like, that's not necessary, man. You just beat the stuffing out that girl. You don't need to come out and tweet something like that, man. You can thank her for stepping up and taking a challenge. Amanda as the champion, a lot of you guys may not know this, Amanda as the champion makes a flat salary, plus as the champion, she gets a cut of the pay-per-view buys above some kind of buy threshold. Amanda was not a known person up until this point. If Amanda fought Joe Schmo, or more accurately, if she fought Juliana Pena, or she rematched Valentina Shevchenko, she might not even meet whatever that common threshold is to even being cut in on the pay-per-view. And what that means is, like, I don't know the numbers, and I'm sure it's different fighter to fighter, but these guys make, like, I just paid $59.99 last night for that pay-per-view. These guys get a percentage of that. Maybe they'll get $5 for every buy over 200,000 buys or whatever. Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko, Juliana Pena, or one of these other girls is not gonna meet the threshold. She wouldn't even get that money. She made millions of dollars last night based on Ronda Rousey saying, hey, you know what? I'll come back. I'll take the challenge. I'll try to get my belt back. And she made all this money based on Ronda Rousey taking that fight. She won the fight, thank Ronda, and move on. You know, I like that she cut the promo on Ronda's coach, because Ronda's coach is straight garbage. Everybody's been saying this for the longest time. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Everybody can see that Ronda's coach has just been mooching off of her the whole time. He is garbage. When you look at the other fighters that he's coached in the sport of MMA, everybody under his tutelage has gotten markedly worse. It's unbelievable. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. You know, some of those fighters actually went over there because they say, man, well, Ronda's doing so well, so let me go give this guy a try. Everybody, Jake Ellenberger, Travis Brown, Ronda's boyfriend, markedly worse. I'm talking about going from being top 10 contender to getting mollywopped, just getting smashed on under the tutelage of Edmund Tarverdyan. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know that the guy other than Ronda had a successful fighter. And Ronda was not successful because of Edmund Tarverdyan. I could have coached Ronda to winning all them fights. And in fact, she might say, hey, this might have been the first time that she lost under me. And all I've ever been is a high school wrestler. I mean, Ronda came in with the prerequisite skills that had her dominating this the UFC's bantamweight women's division all this time. I don't understand how everybody saw that, right? I'm riffing. Everybody riffs on this guy because he's terrible. It's like he was a boxer. He's a boxing coach, you know. And I don't know none of his fighters. Is he even a successful boxing coach? He got lucky that Ronda wandered into his gym one day, being brought up by her mom, a world champion judoka herself. From a very young age, being tutored and brought up under her mom's guidance and sent to all the right avenues to become a successful judo player. She wandered into this guy's gym. He ignored her. Ronda, I mean, when you start to break down some of the psychology of Ronda, it's like, and I've never understood this about females. It's like the decent looking and the ones that guys want to be with type females sometimes have this thing where they got to be treated bad in order to want to stay with somebody. Like, what is wrong? She wandered into the gym and she's trying to get this joker to train her for I don't even know how long it was. You got to hear them tell the story. They told it one time on Joe Rogan's podcast, but you got to see, she tells this story like it's cute about how he ignored her for such and such amount of time, wouldn't give her the time of day. And then finally he did take her on, and it's like she's grateful for this. Like who was he? It's not like he was Greg Jackson and he can say, hey, I've trained all these past champions, so you need to get with me. She wanders into some nobody's gym, pretty much probably because he was local, because she loves Venice, California, and don't want to travel too far, and she kind of wanted to do her own thing. But she wanders into some average dude's gym, and he don't give her no time of the day, and then he ain't making her no better. She would have done this with practically anybody who's got any kind of mind for the sport, because she was just that far ahead of the other girls for a long period of time. She was an Olympian, a two-time Olympian, a bronze medalist in judo. You know, judo sucks. Let's get it real, man. Judo sucks. She's the only person that has reached this level of success as a judo player. You know, there's some guys who come close, Hector Lombard, but he wasn't even one using his judo a lot. He became like a mauler, a striker, a very powerful striker, powerful athlete. I mean, you had Caro Parisian back in the day. He's kind of close to Ronda, whatever the case is, and he made a modicum of success. But nobody had made it to that elite of the elite level with judo. You know, wrestling, an elite wrestler more times than not will trump an elite judoka. I mean, everybody knows it. If you're just talking about, you know, going out there with no gi on, and you're just talking about just like they do in MMA, stripped down to the waist for men, you know, nothing but a pair of shorts on, you ain't getting tossed around by no judoka. But Ronda was so elite and so ahead of the girls at the point when she entered the sport that she was able to, without a vast array of striking or other skills or requisite skills, was able to dominate these girls for all this time. And, you know, if anything, Edmund led to her downfall in many different ways, you know. I don't even know where to go past that. There were a lot of other great fights on. I'm pretty sure this is long already. I'm gonna just close just saying, like, you know, despite Ronda's past poor sportsmanship, you know, the way she treated Misha in victory, the how she trumped up and tried to make Holly out to be some kind of bad person just to sell some pay-per-views, you know. You got to cut her slack. You know, she didn't have to come back. She could have taken a Gina Carano route, and maybe, considering what happened, maybe she should have. Gina Carano, as you guys might know, was like Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey, less skilled, didn't push the sport ass forward, but at the time she did. She caused a lot of hype. A lot of people got into female mixed martial arts based on like the attention brought to the sport by Gina. So Gina was like Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey. She got the big profile fight against the girl that actually was chasing Ronda down for all these years, Christiane Cyborg. I was about to say Santos. She's not Santos anymore. Cyborg. Everybody knows her by Cyborg. And pretty much Cyborg beat the Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey, beat the stuffing out of her. Gina Carano, back when female mixed martial arts was still in a very primitive state. And she just stepped away. She said, you know what? She said what Ronda probably should have said, considering all the grief that she's going to get. It's like, you know what? That was good, all right? I got other things I can do. I can go out here and earn a living, playing a bad guy, playing a tough girl. And she... Come on, man. For most of us untrained people, you know, Ronda Rousey probably would beat the stuffing out of us, all right? You know, I sit here, I'm like 200, I'm 6'1", 275 pounds. Ronda might grab a hold of me and take me for a ride if I got this hoodie on or something like that. So I respect her, you know, but you know, pretty much her mystique. If it was, like I said, if it was crack after the Holly Holm fight, it got shattered into a million pieces last night after the Amanda Nunes match. 48-second KO. Respect to Amanda. Be respectful, man. I cannot stand when these people just don't know how to act after victory. Good Lord. Like look at Cody Garbrandt. And I don't want to be sexist here, but it seemed to be the females doing this stuff, man. First it's Ronda, and now it's Amanda. You know, Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz were talking mad trash before the fight, disrespecting one another. Dominic Cruz telling Cody Garbrandt to keep his girl on a string or something like that. Cody tried to unhook when they were doing a remote interview and go into the next room where he knew Cruz was to get into a fight before the fight because he was so mad about all the stuff that he was saying. But look at how they act after the fight. They duked it out for 25 hard minutes. And Cody, he shocked everybody. He shocked me, shut me up. I have to offer an apology to that man because I was getting in on all the jokes because Cruz is he's one of those dudes, man. He gets going and he will roll on you, man. He is just too freaking funny, man. But Cody outclassed him, won the fight, became the new champ at 25 years old. Did he start being all trashy to Cruz and start trashing him and, oh, how you like me now? You been talking? No. They respected each other. They showed each other respect. He was very respectful. He's even talking about giving the man an immediate rematch, which he doesn't deserve, especially when you have somebody like TJ Dillashaw, who put on a virtuoso performance the fight before that against a very tough, a very scary, a bad man, John Lineker, who's one of my favorite fighters at that division. I was disappointed, but, you know, very impressed with TJ. He don't deserve it, but look at the respect. That's the point I'm making. Look at the respect that he shows. I don't want to believe it's just females, but I don't see it. I've only seen it really as I watch Ronda and I watch Amanda last night, and it was just a little snippet. So I'm gonna let Amanda live for a little bit and hope that she don't continue to do stuff like that in the future to other opponents, and that, you know, her tweet that she sent out would just be the last thing I'm praying for, because it's like I want to pull for Amanda, right? A Brazilian who came here, they said like 5 years ago, was sleeping in the gym where she was training, and now, you know, a life-changing victory last night, right? If UFC 200 wasn't it when she became the champion, definitely last night, life-changing. Got on the mic and lit it up. Don't be a sore winner. I can't stand that mess, man. I guess maybe it'll make you money either way, but man, it's just, I don't think that's the person you want to be, man. Because then none of these guys, none of these girls. I know Amanda's talking this stuff about being a champion forever. Nobody gets to go out on their own terms, man. You just don't see it. Who goes out on top? You know, some people say GSP went out on top if he doesn't come back. If y'all saw that fight against Johnny Hendricks back in 2013, I think it was, when GSP fought Johnny Hendricks, he didn't win that fight, okay? So he technically went out on top because the judges gave him the decision, but he didn't win that fight, man. So nobody in this sport, hardly anybody, will go out on top, right? Dan Henderson almost had it happen, but it just don't happen, right? So Amanda's talking this stuff about being champion forever. Man, even if that were to happen, which is not going to happen, but if it were to happen, you lost before. I saw you when you lost to Kat Zingano. You came out there, you were blitzing Kat. Kat endured the storm, and she came back and she blitzed you and she beat you. You got multiple losses on your fight. I was looking at your Wikipedia the other day. I was like, what? She lost, who she lose to? She lost to some chick who ain't even never been in the UFC. Some chick that Ronda, I believe, beat the stuffing out of way back in the day, like in the Strikeforce days. And I'm like, she beat Amanda? Like, so you've lost before. You know what that is. It's not cool to be rubbing it in and stuff, man. I love, one of the things I love about the sport is how these guys can be trash talking one another and mean mugging. Nate Diaz is one of my favorite guys, him and Nick. They don't shake hands with their opponents before the fight. They won't touch gloves before the fight. They go in there, they try to rip their opponent's head off. At the end of the fight, they are the most respectful people ever. I don't understand why. That's what we love about the sport, man. I don't want these guys being friends before the fight either. But after the fight, you won, you lost, whatever the case is. Be respectful, man. I hate sore winners, man. And I think everybody should hate sore winners, man. I think it sends a bad message out to just everybody in the world, right? So Amanda, congratulations. Stay classy. Ronda, keep your head up. Cody Garbrandt, like I said, I apologize because I was getting them jokes off at your expense. You shut me the hell up. I mean, man, that was amazing, the performance you put on last night. Dominic Cruz, much respect in the way you handled your defeat. I mean, that was a master class in how you behave yourself in the face of a defeat, man. TJ Dillashaw, another person, I've gotten them jokes off on social media. I mean, you know, who am I? So not many people saw it, but virtuoso performance. All my respect. I still feel like you need like the Chael Sonnen class of selling yourself in fights, man. You did a great job at the end of your fight against Lineker. That was great. You cut the promo on Dom. You had talking about how when you used to train at Alpha Male, how you made Cody cry and all these different things. But then you get with the interview with Megan O'Leary, and now you want to be thanking Cody. Oh, thank you. That's all. I'm not going to do anything now. This is a sport. You know, he said my name, so this is fixed if now the UFC. No, what are you talking about? The UFC and Dana White said that you should get the next fight, but Cody's talking about giving Dom an immediate rematch. What if they send him over the contract and he's like, nah, I'm not fighting TJ. Let TJ fight another #2 contender. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna rematch Dominic. You over here thinking the game is done, and even if the game is done, why don't you make yourself some more money? Drum this thing up, man. You don't have to get emotionally invested and go out there like a raging bull in order to sell the fight. You can say, hey, what used to happen? How Uriah banned you from the gym because you was hurting. Maybe you can say stuff like, hey, I was hurting people like Cody. You know, Cody over there crying after the practice because I'm hurting him, and that's why Uriah kept me out of the gym because he's saying, hey, if you ain't no longer gonna be a team alpha male fighter, you know, I'm not gonna have you over here hurting my guy's confidence. And you can say, hey, chief amongst those people he was protecting was Cody Garbrandt. You know, you can just be spitting straight facts. You know, just rehearse it, say it over again, be yourself, but tell the truth. Tell what you say. All fight promotion is for most of you guys. It's just speaking what your truth is, what you believe the truth to be. Just say it out loud. Don't be afraid to have to eat humble pie afterwards. Look at how Dominic handled it. He's gonna get more respect for the way he handled it. You know, John Lineker is gonna be champ one day, people. I believe in John Lineker. I like how he handled his defeat also. I could tell he was like, you know what, you got me, TJ. You beat the mess out of me. You know, he got taught a lesson last night. You know, that movement, you know, TJ is kind of similar to Dominic, and apparently to Cody. Who knew Cody could do that stuff? But he's kind of similar. So it was like a good class for Lineker, something to learn from. I believe in the guy. I really like him. I've compared him to like the MMA version of Mike Tyson. I believe that if he can get a nutritionist and stay disciplined with his weight and stuff like that, that one of these days he'll just put it together, man. But I just love the way he stalks forward. He throws these vicious blows to these guys' bodies. I mean, man, he messes fools up. I mean, they call him hands of stone, but we can see from a number of his fights, not only are his hands made of stone, but man, so is his jaw. I mean, that dude, TJ was on top of him, had him mounted and stuff, and he's dropping down all kind of elbows and punches and stuff, and he's just right there like, you know what, yeah, come, bring him more. It's just like, I love to watch that dude fight. I mean, maybe he won't be champion. Who knows gonna be champion, but I mean, he's a needle mover, in my estimation, you know? You tell me Lineker's on, I'm gonna tune in, right? And that was it. I mean, there was some fights, some stuff that people said was controversial. The Magny Hendricks fight, I thought that's the way I scored the fight. 2 rounds to 1. Round 1 and round 3 for Neil Magny. Neil Magny was winning the fight on the feet. The fight was contested on the feet for about half the round, both instances. Magny was probably 3-1, 2-1 strikes versus Hendricks. Hendricks takes him down in both of those rounds, and he doesn't do anything from the top. He just got a takedown. You know, like I said, I'm a high school wrestler. That's 2 points, you know? I mean, I hate when people say, like, you know, because you're on top, you're winning. If you just lay on top of somebody and you don't do anything, but the guy for the first half of the round was beating you up on the feet, to me, that's a draw at best. You got top control, but you didn't do nothing. You didn't start beating him up. You know, you didn't inflict damage equal to what he did to you on the feet. So how did you win that round? Okay, but what threw the round in Magny's direction in rounds 1 and round 3 is that he threw up a triangle / armbar combination and was threatening with both, and you can see Hendricks was in danger. You know he was in danger because he was like trying to shrimp out, and he was taking uncontested blows. So how can you say he didn't win both of those rounds? I mean, they say it's controversial. I thought it was correct. I was thankful that it was scored the way it was scored. I've always had a problem when I see, and you know, you can go to Fights Past or whatever and see times where a guy like Hendricks would win a fight like that, and it always enraged me. It's like, just for a takedown? You know, in round 2, he got Magny down. He held him down for the majority of the round, and he inflicted damage. Clear win in that round. But don't sell me this garbage that he won round 1 or round 3. He got caught in a submission. He had to defend, and then from his back, Magny was the one inflicting damage. Magny won round 1 and round 3, and he rightfully deserved the decision. There was another fight where I didn't agree with the decision. Tarek Safady. One of those fights, you know, one judge scores all 3 rounds for the losing fighter, and the other 2 judges score it 2 rounds to 1. He won all 3 of those rounds. He won all 3 of those rounds. These judges need monitors. You know, that's what a fight like that shows. Is because I can imagine that being at that fight last night, and they got these judges in 3 separate corners, that from the angles that they're seeing, it looks to them like, man, that stun gun Dan Young Kim is just putting in work. He's stalking this guy. He's running. He's throwing all kinds of punches. Maybe these guys are not seeing that none of them shots that he's running after Tarek Safady with are landed. That maybe they don't see that from the inside. Safady is just countering him, and at a 3-1 something, it was a ridiculous clip that he outlanded him. That he's getting the better of this. That yeah, he's backing up. But what we've learned recently is that, you know, octagon control, it only matters if a fight is dead even. Then there's something where they'll go to octagon control and to say who was advancing and who was backing up. So that shouldn't matter in a fight like that. Tarek was clearly outstriking him, and Tarek should have got an easy 3-0 decision. You know, I won't say it's a robbery, because it's just like you start to understand that's what's happening with these refs. They're probably not, they don't know what they're seeing maybe, or they just can't see it. Maybe they're at an angle where Dan Young's Kim's back is to them, and they don't see him getting hit up inside the face and stuff like this while he's advancing forward. All they do is they see him advancing forward, and they see Tarek backing out, so they say, no, 10-9, he won that round. He didn't win any of them rounds, man. So that's it for the fights. That's all I have to say. This is probably too long. I'm gonna have to cut down on it. I love to take part in those discussions and things like that. Big MMA fan. Peace out.